Hello, hello. Welcome to Leap Taken. This is Mika. Here at Leap Taken, I talk about all things witchy, craft related, law of attraction, manifesting, esoteric, and everything else in between. And today is my witchy review. I am so happy to be back. It seems like it, I don't know, I apparently forgot how to go on live because I thought I had hit the go live button. And in fact, I had not hit the go live button. So I was just sitting up here talking and it wasn't talking to anyone. Anyway, but I'm here. So I have had a wonderful vacation, a true vacation. You know how, you do little weekend trips and stuff like that. This was a real vacation I went on, and I am so refreshed, recharged. Um, I have a lot of energy, but it's not like chaotic. It just feels good, balanced. Hi, Dylan. So thanks for coming, by the way, today. I am feeling really good. I'm feeling really positive, which of course gets all wrapped up in my witchcraft, which I'll talk about that in a little bit. But I wanted to share some of my birthday gifts that I got because I'm super happy. My mom got me one of those cute little Pandora bracelets. Now, my cousin told me it shouldn't hang like this. Y'all let me know if you have this, but she said it's supposed to be tighter on the wrist. I don't know. I've never had one, but I just think this is so cute. I got the charm. It has like the family tree on it. And it says here, family is a circle of love. And then like mother, like daughter for the heart. And the ram for Aries right here. I'm glad that you had a great vacation. Thank you. I'm glad I had a great vacation. It was too. It was so great. So when I came back, so this is one of the gifts. So I came back in the house. I had a bunch of stuff waiting for me. My daughter got me this great pin set, and this will be my magical pin set, and it has the refills in it. But look at this pen. It's so nice, and it's got like beautiful design work on it. So this is a magical pen. She got me that. And then on a theme, my son did a theme for me. I don't know if he came up with it on his own. I don't know, but I love him for it. He got me this candle holder set. Notice the elephants. I love this, by the way. And thank you. Actually, this was another gift people gifted me from Christmas. Anyway, and then I'm already drinking the water out of it, but he got me this. This is really for wine as well, but I'm using it for water. It's like a set or something. And because he does know I like wine so much, and it's a theme, it's the elephants. Check this out. A cork stopper. It's the elephant. This is everything. I love this so much. So these are just some of the cool things that I got. And the one thing that I brought back, isn't that candle holder set? It's so nice. I love it so much. This is a small bottle of rum that I got back from Jamaica, duty free. I got a really big one, but when I came back, because I went to Jersey, I flew into Philadelphia, and I'm from South Jersey, so I visited my family before I went to Jamaica. Went to Jamaica for a week, came back, spent more time with my family, and we had a much bigger bottle when I brought back. It was a whole different bottle. This was just for me, one person to come back home with. So I bought extra. So this rum is so smooth. Absolutely no hangover. I don't know how they do this. I had like so many drinks with rum in it and never felt anything. But this is delicious. So this is it's smooth, everything. I love it. But anyway, and I don't need a lot, so I only bought a little bottle for myself. But we drank the other bottle, pretty much the whole bottle. We had a little birthday party for me. That was really sweet. My mom threw a party. She decorated the wall and everything. That's where I get this stuff from that I do. She decorated it, and family, friends came over. It was so cool. I might not say the wall live. I'll have to watch back. Okay, no problem. Thank you. I'm glad you came now. But yeah, so anyway, so those are just some of my gifts that I got. I'm like super excited. I got other stuff too, but that was just some of the stuff I wanted to share that kind of felt a little witchy. But let me get into these cards, and then I'll show the Apothecary box, which I'm really excited about as well. So this is everything. And so are these. These are not new things. These are not just coming out. They're new to me. This is fairly new. This is, I think it's been around for the last, what, 18, about 3-4 years or so. I don't know. Thank you for the happy birthday wishes. But yeah, these are my new favorite things. So let me just tell you about the cards. Season of the Witch. I've already cleansed the cards. I've already did some readings for myself this morning. Another gift, if you will, that I got from traveling for over a week is that I am now on a much earlier sleep schedule. So I wake up sometimes before 5 o'clock in the morning. It's been like this all week and I'm loving it. But here are the cards. To put in perspective, this is what it looks like. It's like a bee thing. It's Beltane. And then this is what the cards look like. This is the Green Man. And I think these cards are absolutely beautiful. Surrender. Okay, Wildcat. These are actually some of the readings. I left them on top. This is what I pulled. The Wildcat, I didn't get this indulgence. I would have preferred to have that. But these 3 cards are what I pulled earlier this morning. And this is like, it says, be still and tune in, for there is something afoot lurking alongside you. So this means basically be very aware and attentive of what's going on, because, you know, there's people around you that mean you no harm. I mean you harm, you know. Mean what? They don't mean you well. I want the Seasons deck, but I'm not a fan of the art style. Really? Well, some of us, you know, I get you. It's, you know, I like it though. This, I don't know, it's appealing to me. This is the Phoenix. And this is Love Spell. Some of them are really pretty. I think this is pretty. And if you see stuff I was painting, that back there, that's my ode to spring and to Beltane. It's a whole vibe with me right now. But look. It's, I don't know, I like some of them. The goat. And then ribbons. I won't do every single one, but I just want to give representation of like just some of them embodiment. So I get, you know, the artwork is an acquired taste. I don't like some of the artwork or some of the cards that I have either. But I do like these. I'm just going to look at lovers. Representation. I think there's some, I'm trying to remember. I thought it was like a same-sex couple situation in here too. Ooh, look at Goddess. Isn't that cool? I can't. Yeah, hand festings. Yeah, I thought this was interesting. Look at this. See if I can get that in the light. There we go. So, I don't know. I like some of the cards. I mean, I like all the cards. Actually, that's not true. And then there's some with a little bit of nudity. But those are seasons of the Witch Beltane Oracle. I am in love with these cards. And by the way, they have that gilding, gold gilding on the side. So the book, which I've talked about this before, I'm a sucker for a color guidebook. I like that. I know a lot of people don't care about that. I think with these cards, you need the book to get a little bit more insight. You could use them, read the cards without it, and just kind of skim the surface of overall. But if you really want to get into it, I would look at the book, because they go really deep into the meanings of what these cards mean. And it's very, like, I'm getting into it. I was really caught up with some of the cards that I pulled, just reading some of the information about it. And it's good. It's a good deck. If you can get past the artwork. It's a good deck. So the other deck, Oracle deck that I purchased, and I have the links. Yeah, I put the links in for Amazon. And I have an Amazon affiliate. So please, if you are interested, click on those links and buy it that way. It's a little bit, but you know, everything helps. The Dark Goddess Oracle. This one, unfortunately, is not color. It's just black and white. But now I was inspired to get these from someone I know in the silver gilded on the side, because they were telling me about these cards. I saw what they were doing. I was like, where did you get those cards from? And I think I've always seen these cards and I forgot. But anyway, she said they're great for shadow work. So I approached it that way this morning in the wee hours of the morning. And I was using these cards. And let me tell you something. I felt like I got read. I mean, I was read. These cards gave me one heck of a reading and a lot of information. And it made sense for me. These are, I like the cards. I like the imagery. Let me try to get a different card in here. Here you go. Yeah, the different cards. And again, the book, this is one of the things I would use the book so you can understand a little bit more of the deeper meanings of the cards. But this is definitely something I know I don't know. I think these cards are really awesome. I think let me back up. Because I got like a lot going on in my head. Because I was doing so many, I came home. Let me just jump into my story time. So I came in yesterday into my room. I was in here earlier in the day. And I left. I came back in. And I said, okay. In between some other work I was doing, I said, let me go ahead and do a quick cleanse. So I did some Palo Santo. And I did that. Next thing I know, I said, well, let me do a quick reading for myself. I had like a few minutes. I didn't have a lot of time to sit. I was standing doing it at this desk behind me. And every card I pulled was like really not like the Tower, like the Ten of Swords. Like it was just not good. But I pulled close to 10 cards. It was like all of the cards in the deck that you don't want tarot cards. I pulled them all. And I was like, no, wait a minute. Wait, what's going on? Why is this happening to me? What are you telling me? So, I'm getting a little anxiety here. And then I was like, wait, where you pull your cards can matter. That is my working altar, right? Guess what I've neglected for some time? Because see, I went on a vacation, came back, worked in this space that didn't really go over there. No offering, no how you do, no check back. No gratitude for a safe trip after asking for it, anything like that. And yeah, so I believe that this, I'm a cottage witch, and I believe I have house spirits, and there are different spirits that inhabit in different areas of my home. Long story short, that space was not happy with me. So that's why I pulled what would be perceived as negative card in a deck. And I was able to get myself together, and then I said, well, I have to go now. Have a great day. Oh, you too. Thank you. Bye. But I was able to just go ahead and get myself together and do another reading and ask the appropriate question of, what can I do? And I pulled the Empress card, and to me that meant to nurture, to mother, to nurture, to love on. So that's what I did today. So I came in and I really just or actually later, a little bit last night, but the first thing this morning when I felt better about, just kind of starting anew right before the sun came up. I came into this room and lit a candle, made some offerings, cleansed, did pure smoke cleanse of the whole house. I went ahead, cleaned my ancestor altar, refreshed my water, made some fresh offerings. I offered some crystals, some beautiful raw crystals of earth, and moved some things around and just, changed the energy. And I did a reading after that, and everything was much more positive after that. So there you go. So sometimes it is just a matter of where you're doing it, and it's not always about you per se. I think they were yelling at me like, do you understand what's going to happen if you don't pull this together? And I listened. Now, it would have been a problem if I didn't listen, but I did, so I'm good now. So that is my one little story about cards and readings and things like that. There's a lot of energy in this very room. This is my craft room, workings craft, craft art project, craft, all kinds of crafting. The little painting I did back there, I just did that this morning as well. I'm telling you, there is something about waking up at the crack of dawn. I got so much done. I got laundry almost finished. I got the last load. It's 2 something in the afternoon, and I have pretty much most of my chores done that I wanted to do today. And I don't feel like pressed or pressured. It's good. It's good. But anyway, the Dark Oracle Goddess Oracle cards, yes, highly recommend. If you have not already added this to your, deck of cards or, tarot and oracle cards. And I recommend these cards. I feel like these cards, I don't know, me and I know at least 2 to 3 other people have loved the readings that they got from. They felt like they were insightful, it made sense, and it was challenging in a good way. The readings challenged them in a good way. So yes, so let's get into the Apothecary at Home subscription box. Boom. So the box. I'm trying to figure out where to start. All right, so first you get the pamphlet. I think I talked about that the last time on my live. They always send these cool cards for the different herbs that they're focusing on. I actually took the time and read through the document. Actually, they send an email first, and then they send this as well. But anyway, I'm glad I did this Chaseberry starter monograph. You read the information about the herbs. This is also helping me kind of increase my herbology and understand things like different herbs and things like that. But anyway, the focus on here is like women's wild woman wellness. That's what this is about. So it's all about like reproductive health and things like that. They have a wonderful anatomical overview. Not that I don't know how the reproductive system functions in women, but it was very insightful and also a great refresher to understand how those various organs work and separately and together. So they talk about that. Then they go into the raspberry herbs that they sent as well. So let me show you what those were. Raspberry leaf, which is great for menstrual cramps. Chaseberry, which is also helpful. And black cohosh, which is great if you're menopausal. I ain't there yet. I had a birthday, I ain't there yet. But anyway, but from my understanding, it can be helpful for cramps as well. They also sent a loose leaf tea for body balance. And this has lemongrass, dandelion, calendula, marshmallow root, hawthorn berry, and organic lavender in it. So there's that. And I have some bath salts and some like little pieces of crystal or some rock salt or something like that that's in here. That was the extra gift. I have 15 red raspberry seeds that they sent me. So I have some seeds. They're in the bottom. This is good because I'm going to plant them. And then you always get 2 bottles with droppers, labels, and 2 jars. Last time the jars were dark, but this time they're clear jars. And you get these as well. 2 of these little bag things. So then there's a little card here, bath ritual kit, to explain the bath ritual. And that company, it says it's a Wild Woman Bath Ritual Kit, herbal Dead Sea salt, crystals and affirmation, raspberry leaf, blueberry tea, and rainbow moonstone. So that's what that is. So they give you some words here in the back to say, I am divine light, I am the moon, I am divine sight, I am the moon. So raspberry leaf has the power of love and protection. Blueberry shields from negative energy, and rainbow moonstone aligns all chakras, connects you to source, brings optimism, and relieves stress. And then it goes on to tell you how to use the actual salts, bath salts. So this was the entire kit. I will say I will probably use the bath salt for like a foot soak, which is still cool. And I'm going to say that if you are not in a position where you don't have a bath, because I don't have a bath in my master bathroom, I just have a shower. So, which I go back and forth in my mind if I even want a bath. Deep down, I mean, I lived in homes where I had a bathroom, but it's one more thing for me to clean. And I don't take enough baths, so I don't know if I miss it or not. I don't know if it's like a must have for me. It's something I want to like manifest to have a bath or something. But for now, I did get me a little fancy foot soak that, makes bubbles and does all this sort of stuff. I did purchase that some time ago, so I use that for my at-home pedicures because I don't trust people like that on my feet. I'm ticklish and I've been hurt before. Seriously, I've gone and got my feet done pedicure, and I've had some situations where either with my eyebrows, they drew blood. Like they ripped my skin off and I bled. And it's hard to stop bleeding on that thin skin like that. So that was a problem for me. I've gotten nicked too many times on my nails. This is why I don't go. I mean, monetarily speaking, it's not that crazy for me to go to. Like, it's not like a crazy expense for me to go get my nails done or my feet done. I do not enjoy the experience. I find it brings on anxiety for me. I don't enjoy it. So, and I haven't gone to a place where I felt like they just will slow down and take their time, like they're trying to get it done. And I understand, but you won't see me in there. I don't like the feeling. So I learned to do things myself. Right now, and I have nothing on because I'm giving my hands a break. I did have some cute little nails on. But I am giving my nails a break. I used the press on. I don't want all the acrylic and all that stuff on my nails. Plus, I was painting today, and it made sense, as I do like this, it made sense to have short nails, and because I was able to do more, with my hands, especially the stuff I was doing over at my altar as well. But anyway, yeah. So this is a really nice kit. This is my second one that I've received. The first one, I got it right before my trip, so I didn't really get a chance to do anything yet. So I'm looking forward to creating the hair tea, because one thing I'd like to do, is a little bit, it's not a lot, but I got some grays that's starting to happen, like at the top. I'd like to spray that tea because it'll stain them. I know that because I used to do that before when I was a loose natural. So maybe I'll use it for a natural hair dye, dark tea. It'll stain your gray. So that's one of the reasons I'll look into making the hair tea that they sent me. But in the meantime, my plan is for some of these herbs, like the chasteberry. I can't, or is it I think it's chase, not chas. It's chasteberry, I believe. I won't be able to use that if you are taking certain medications and they list them, which I'm very grateful for. You could have some adverse conditions, consequences to that. So I won't be using that as an herbal tea, but I will be using the raspberry leaf. I drink raspberry leaf tea anyway. I had some this morning. So that's great that I have loose leaf tea basically for that purpose. But and the black cohosh is good, I think, just in general for like menstrual stuff. And I've talked about that, shared that before. I've had some issues. I'm on medication right now to help with that, so we'll see where that goes. But anyway, I will use that accordingly, like in my tea. But if I can't consume the herbs that they send me, I will use those in spells and rituals and things like that. In jar spells, for candles. You can use fresh herbs and flowers and things like that for your candles and all that. So I'll be using it for those purposes. Things I might need to bury into the ground and I want to put flowers around it, whatever it is. But I'll use it for those purposes as opposed to try to consuming or even creating oils and things like that. With those herbs. So I don't want anything to go to waste, because I can see how easily, if they keep sending you herbs every month, it could go to waste, but I don't want that to happen. So, yeah, I'm really excited about this box. So the first box, like I said, I can't wait to do stuff with that. I'm very excited about that because I want to use that hair tea. I haven't been using, at the advice of my loctician, any sort of hair, really anything. All I really use is shampoo, water, and a little bit of oil on my scalp to keep it from getting too dry. But I don't really use any products or anything like that because she told me not to, because I'm trying to still lock. Some of my hair, I don't know if you notice, is locking, but some pieces, I don't know if at the end they will not close up. I don't know what my deal is with my hair. Some pieces, especially on the top, it's like super straight, but I'm getting it. I mean, they look, for the longest time, they didn't look like locks, but now I think they look like locks. And I love that representation matters, because Ketanji Jackson has sister locks, and that might not mean anything to anybody else, but that made me feel happy seeing somebody with hair like me who is holding that position that she's holding. And I don't know, I felt so proud about that. That just resonated with me, seeing that. But I wanted to give a little story time about when I was in Jamaica. So when I was in Jamaica, there was a point where I was, and I was at a resort, an all-inclusive resort, which now that I've done that, is the only way to go. You don't have to pull out your wallet. You eat, drink, be merry. It's wonderful. Love it. So I was looking out the water, looking at the ocean, and it was so windy. It was super windy, actually, but not cold. It was just like, that ocean breeze. It was intense. But it blew, it was like, it was behind me. And I swear, between the wind, I felt like it was just scrubbing away all that wasn't necessary for me. And I truly, I allowed it. That's where I put myself. I just took, and this wasn't a long process, but I want to say I sat out there maybe 15, 20 minutes at least, where I intentionally focused on just letting that wind just go through me, through all my hair, every fiber of my hair, my scalp, my skin, everything. It was a force. And then looking out at the ocean, right? And watching the undulation, the waves, they come in and then they go back out. And what I saw was all of what that does not serve me, that does not do, is not well for me, being taken away by the wind, scrubbed away from my body. And then the ocean just carried it out. It came back in to collect more. And then when I felt cleansed and I felt good, I opened, because I closed my eyes for a bit, and I opened my eyes and I felt like I was done. And let me tell you, that was very helpful in a way that I'm trying to put words into it, but it worked. Because when I came back, I feel different. I mean, I wake up different. Like, I really just feel different. I did a new moon ritual prior to this new moon from April 1st, with the intention of everything that I feel right now and that I've been doing right now. And it worked. It worked. And I believe that just using natural elements, I had wanted, in my mind's eye, I was thinking, I could do a little ritual while I'm there on the 1st, before I go, because I left on April 1st. I was going to do something like the night before. It didn't work out that way. I didn't need all the extra stuff. I didn't need candles. I didn't need anything. It was just that experience was everything. Like, that was my new moon ritual. That was my cleansing ritual. That was my fresh start, coming into the second quarter of the year, coming into April, coming into this new chapter in my birth year. It just feels like a healthy reset. And I'm grateful for it. I'm so grateful that I had this experience. And further, the fact that I manifested this trip, it started off as an idea, and then it just grew. And it's not that I couldn't take a trip or there was like something stopping me, but to the magnitude that I went on this trip, I was going for a week in another country. And I've never done that. I've done trips. I mean, I've been outside the country, but not like that. Like, I did a cruise, so it was the Bahamas, and that was like a 4-day cruise. I've gone to Canada. But, I wanted to, this felt different. And the reason, this was really about me, and, or at least the way I came into it, in a way to sort of connect that I can't seem to do when I'm here, when I'm just sitting in my home. Or I'm not connect, I guess I want to say, actually not connect, to disconnect. A way to disconnect, a way to just, I don't know, find my center again. I don't know, get more balanced. I've been searching for balance, and I felt like I walked away more balanced. Taking a week of just doing whatever, drinking and eating as much as I saw fit and pleased, without any sort of consequence, care to consequence, or anything like that. I did what I want, and I'm the better for it. I wasn't like a glutton or anything. I mean, I did eat, I did drink, but I enjoyed myself. But it was more like, I don't know, a sense of freedom, and it was good. The thing I would just caution for some of us who do have opportunities to go someplace else and have these types of experiences is to just try to remember that just because you have that experience there doesn't mean you can't recreate or maintain that once you get home. Because obviously that's going to be important. I wish I could go to an all-inclusive resort, sit poolside, beachside, and someone gives me food and drinks all day as my regular lifestyle. Regular lifestyle. That would be awesome. But I have other things that I choose to want to do, so I'm not really focusing on that as something for my life, at least at this stage of my life. But I would like more of that, so I will be manifesting more of that into my life. But no, you can still find ways to create that at home. And for me, it's being creative. Like when I started painting this morning, it is indulging still somewhat into the things. If I'm going to eat something not great, it's going to be really good. If I'm going to drink alcohol and things like that, it's going to be a really good something. Like a really good something or a very nice glass of wine. And I'm going to spend some money on it. It's going to have quality to it. Basically, when I take a time out, I'm mindful of what are you taking a time out doing? What are you focused on? I love social media like everybody else. I like TikTok and sometimes Instagram and things like that. I'm on these things as well. But free time doesn't mean mindless scrolling. So just reading a little bit more. And I read pretty often, but reading more and like in my just during the day, not just at night like I usually do. Like once I get off work, and once I do other client work, I sometimes need to kind of just like come down, and I don't want to watch TV, and it's easy to pick up the phone. Instead, I just start reading, and that's been super helpful. And sometimes it's fiction and sometimes it's not, but that's good for me too. And fiction is when I want to escape. I kind of just don't want to think about anything else for a minute. I need something else to take up my thoughts. I'll read fiction at that point, and that's super helpful. Also working out. So I did not work out on my vacation, but because I felt so renewed and energized, I had the energy to keep up with my workout program that I had started before I left. So there's that. So I'm really proud of myself about that because I actually finished an entire workout program. It took me longer than it should have taken. It was only supposed to be 4 weeks. It took me longer than that, but we're not going to get into that. It took me almost a quarter of the first quarter of the year to finish it, but I did it. And now Monday I start the new one, which is a little bit more intense. So that was more about just getting me used to working out and moving and being more energetic, which is also helpful to me when it comes to practicing magic. I know that you don't have to exercise to be an effective witch. Not necessarily, but I know when I exercise consistently, when I have more movement in my body, I am a much better witch. I know a person for that matter, but especially as a witch, I know that there is definitely a connection between mind, body, soul, spirit, so forth. There is a connection. And it is very easy to believe that it's not necessary or, you're just fine without it. But if you kind of balance all those aspects of your life, that magic, the way it works, like I feel so powerful right now. And I really do. I feel like, I feel really unstoppable. It's obviously all those healthy chemicals that get released by working out consistently. Knowing that I've completed a goal also got a big boost. The reading, all the books that I'm reading, they're super, like they're witchy and they're good and they're nonfiction books. By the way, check out the book club that we're doing. If you become a Leap Taken member, I have a book club if you're at the Leaper level. Right now for the month of April, it's open to everybody because it's, I'm budding and we're all just kind of getting into the membership thing. But this is a great time to join. So if you wanted to join as a hedger, that's the first level. That's cool. You can be in the book club. If you do it like now within the next week and get the book and you can read with us later in the month. So go ahead, get in. Go ahead and join. Anyway, otherwise, the Leaper level is usually the book club. But yeah, like that's good for the mind and like my soul, my spirit. Though that reading I got yesterday got me together and I'm back. I'm good. I mean, I felt like my soul, I felt good coming from Jamaica after that cleansing experience and all, but like that really did it. And now I've come home and I've connected that experience and where I'm at with my home. And now that energy, my good energy is going out into my home as well. And that's a positive. So I'm keeping those vibes going. I'm keeping that frequency going. So I purchased some plants before I left and I asked my daughter to water them and I didn't really give a proper schedule. So they died. So there were some more herbs. They were lavender herbs that I had out back and they're shriveled up and dead. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna replace them. And I'm gonna do plant some seeds as well. I also in a ritual planted some catnip and it's part of just some spell work and things that I'm working on. But I came back home to a little sprout. It started sprouting and it's been growing since this week. So that brought me so much joy as well because it's just more confirmation that everything is coming together. The trip, how I felt on the trip, coming back from the trip. And now those are all the wonderful, great things outside of my plants dying. What I also, because I like balance, things that happened that I realized were challenging, but in a good way. So even still not great, not the most positive things, but I'm taking lessons from it. I realized that I am very particular about how I live my life, meaning like my day-to-day existence, where I sleep, how I sleep, my thread count, all that. Like I'm so super funny about this. I knew this, but I really know that some people call it bougie, call it what you will. I realized I know who I am. So at the resort, the bed situation, that bed was so hard. It was not a good night's sleep. For thousands of dollars that you spend, I would just think that we have a better bed. I don't know what the deal is with that. That's just me. So that really disappointed me. And, not getting a good night's sleep is super not, that's not good, especially on a vacation. And by the time I would get into bed, I was like exhausted. Another thing, I didn't know that the resort had, I almost said loose cats, random cats. Like it's in Jamaica, apparently. Other people knew this because I mentioned. They was like, oh yeah, you didn't know? It's infested with cats. I was like, why would I know that? Who talks about this? So apparently, when I was in Ochi, Sandals Ochi, there were a lot of cats. Like just walking around, just coming up to you while you ate dinner. I'm not really a cat person. I've talked about this before. Not the greatest experience, but I was able to get past that. I mean, they're not attacking me or anything, so I lived. However, they have mole rats. I have read, I've played whack-a-mole. I understand the concept. I've seen cartoon versions. I have never in my entire life seen a for real mole rat, like a mole. I've never seen that. Usually they're underground. When I lived in Florida, I know they existed because there was evidence, but I never saw it. I saw 3. I don't like that. I am not a very outdoorsy witch in that manner. I am not the kind that wants to talk to animals. I don't want to converse with rodents. I'm not good on that. I did not respond well to that. That messed with me and it messed with my vacation a little bit. I had the villa we were staying in. There was a pool and we spent a lot of time hanging out outside. A lot of people, you spend, your private pool, then there's the big pool. There's a lot of pools. There was one there. There were several cats. They were like they were meeting or something. I don't know. The cats didn't even flinch when the mole rat walked by. It's like they were all cool with each other, which I found slightly disturbing. I would think, well, I was like, oh, the cats, in my mind, I thought the cats were here to keep rodents away. Lo and behold, they're friends with the rodents. So I don't even know what they keep away. I don't think they keep away anything because people kept feeding the cats. I digress. So that was challenging for me. So how I rose above it, because then I was at the big pool and there was I saw one of those mole rat things go by. I didn't see the cats over there because I don't think they like water like that. But apparently it's different for the mole rats. They're just a few feet away from me. It walked across my heart. It took everything in me not to scream. So anyway, I went ahead and I calmed down, and in that moment I made a decision that I didn't need to react. And this is important because there's things that happen that will continue to happen, that I made a decision. You will not react. You don't need to do this. Like, you saw it. It's unpleasant. It's okay. Like, just, what are you going to do? You can't control the situation. So what are we going to do instead? And what I did instead was I mind my business. I picked up my pina colada with this here rum that they put in it, because that's what they served at the resort. And I just went ahead and I just went about my life like everybody else and continued to enjoy myself. This was important because when I was on the night before I was to come back, or the day before, back home, I was in Jersey at this point. There was my daughter had an accident with my car. It was completely an accident, and we're still working it out. But, one, it was terrifying because I was afraid for her. She was fine, gratefully. No one in the accident was hurt, but it was such a ridiculous situation that happened. I still don't really, it's still being investigated. I'll just put it to you like that because it's just crazy. My car was like T-bone, like that, on the passenger side, not on the driver's side. So yeah, that's a fun experience. So anyway, when she caught me, I didn't react. And basically I was like, okay. Oh, are you okay? What happened? Okay. Well, let's get the insurance involved. And then my next set of issues would occur where the insurance, there was a problem because I had a card that needed to be removed a month before. It's a whole thing. Anyway, somehow my card was removed and I never noticed this. So it's been almost a month. So of course I noticed it when I went to, deal with the insurance, and my car is not listed as a insured vehicle. So I also didn't react then, not in a way that I normally would. Instead, I just sat for the 45 minutes on hold. At my then, beginning of my birthday party, guests were arriving and my mother's house in Jersey, and I went in her bedroom and I just stayed on the phone and I kept my cool. And I just asked key questions. I was very positive that it would just work out in the end, and here we are. And it's still being investigated, and they did put my car back on. They understood I've been a customer with my insurance company for 2 decades, so they were helpful. But they're still working on everything, the claims side, so it's still not done. But I'm still good. No, seriously, I am still good about it all. And that's the thing about unpleasant events, right? And just experiences. Like, everything that I learned in Jamaica, literally I was able to come home and it was put to the test immediately, including the not so awesome things. And I'm sharing all this because I just want, having a good life doesn't mean things aren't unpleasant. You know that, right? Y'all know that. Having a good life doesn't mean that nothing ever goes wrong. Being an effective witch, being a witch who spells work, who has powerful rituals, and who can work with spirits and can go into other planes of existence, doing all those things doesn't mean I still don't get spooked by a mole rat. Doesn't mean my car still doesn't end up in an accident. It doesn't mean that I'm somehow less of a witch, because that's the human experience. That's, things happen, obstacles, things like that. Some things will be testing you, your resolve, and this is one of those situations. Now, who's the puppet master testing us? I don't know. I personally believe that I put some energy out there, and I believe that low-key I was tested. And I believe I passed that test. To sum all my other experience up, I was on my flight back to Arizona, which is a longer flight. That's the flight across country is long. It's hours long. It's like 4 hours, right? Over 4 hours long. So, someone sat their child next to me. I prefer the aisle seat. They sat their child in the middle, and they were not seated. They were like 3 rows ahead on to the left, to the other side. And they didn't say to me, they said to it was I don't know what they were. I thought they were Hispanic. I'm not sure. But it's me and on that aisle, the little kid who looked maybe 3, and then a 3-year-old, and then a young lady sitting close to the window seat. She looks over me and says to the young lady at the window, "Would you mind just keeping an eye out on him?" Guess who ended up keeping an eye out on the kid? Because that little boy never talked to that young lady. He looking over at me the whole time, and he wanted me to keep an eye out on him. At some point, he started crying. I'm over here trying to calm. And then it dawns on me, he's asking for something, and I can't. He doesn't speak English. So he's asking for agua. He saw the young lady's water bottle in her bag. It took too long for me to figure that out. This is all while I'm trying to binge watch Bridgerton, watching the last few episodes. I was like on the last 2 episodes. I watched the last 2 on the flight. So I'm getting to the good stuff, and this little boy keeps tapping me saying, "I'm thirsty," and I see his little lips are chapped, and he's so cute. And I'm like, "Baby, I don't know what to do." I don't know what to do. They telling us the seatbelts on. I don't know. So I entertained this kid as best as I could. We played the counting game. We talked about colors. I did all this. And I wasn't like pissed off or anything like that, because what are you going to do? It's a little kid, right? Again, I just went into it. When we got off the flight, or when it was time to get off, I did stop. I said, "He's really thirsty. He's asking for water. So just letting you know, as soon as you get off, you might want to get him something to drink." And she's like, "Oh, okay." Because she never acknowledged me for whatever reason. She thought the little white girl was going to be able to help him, who did not. When he asked for her agua, by the way, she said, "No, little dude, you can't have it." And that was the end of the conversation, which he would then cry and looked at me like, "Could you help me?" I kept it all together. I don't know what that was about, why she thought that little girl was going to be able to do something, and I'm sitting here, but that's okay. So when it's time to get up, we off the flight, we're waiting for our bags, or as on the way to, baggage claim. There was 2 women behind me, older women, and she came up, she said, "Was that your child?" And I said, "No." She was like, "Oh, that was so nice of you. I saw. That was so nice of you." And I was like, "Thank you." I said, I said, "Well, what are you going to do? He's a little baby." And she's like, "I know, but you didn't know him." And I was like, "No, I didn't." I entertained a 3-year-old on a 4.5-hour flight. He was asleep for most of it. She woke him up to get snacks. Why'd you wake that little boy up and then you gonna go sit back down? Anyway, I digress. So I was able to keep my resolve even through that situation. And honestly, it was nice to get a little pat on the back. Someone did acknowledge, someone saw, my sacrifice, so to speak, for this little boy, which it wasn't really a sacrifice because I like little kids. He was so adorable, and I didn't want him to be upset, and he was scared. And then come to find out that wasn't even his mother. She said, "Oh, this is my nephew," which makes sense because as a mother, you would ask someone to move so you could sit. She never asked anybody to move. And I'm just saying. Anyway, but it was an opportunity for me to keep my resolve, keep it together and, just rise to the occasion and adapt and fluidity and all that sort of stuff, which took me back to thinking about the ocean. And I don't know, it's all been just a lot of different experiences, and I just keep it with me, and it stays within me. And I realize, okay, this is just how you move through life. This is, I just go back that's kind of like a meditative state for me now. I'll go back to how it felt when that wind was whipping through me, whipping through my hair, wild, crazy, and just watching the ocean. Like, that's a place I keep in my mind's eye so I can go back to when I need to kind of get back into that space, if I need to get back there again like that. But so far, coming back, I really just feel refreshed. I really feel like lessons learned. I feel really positive, basically, and really creative. But when I say energetic, I just want to kind of stop, not chaotic, because I was feeling energetic prior to going, but it was a chaotic type of energy because I was like a lot of anxiety about the trip and will I like it? Is it going to be fun? Is it going to be okay? the getting on the plane, the travel. I got on so many planes the last week or so. So for a girl who sits at home, I'm a homebody. For me to be traveling like that in that period of time was a lot. And yeah, but I rose to the occasion. It was all good. So here I am now, safe and sound at home with all these lessons learned. But yeah, seriously though, I brought all that back, and I'm actually going to use some of that in some of the ritual work that I'm going to start offering over at leaptaken.com. I had already had this idea in coming into Beltane, really getting into like sexuality and fluidity and all that sort of stuff, and performing ritual work in that category was something I was already kind of thinking about and working on, and I have started working on it, but that just kind of gave it more focus. So that should be ready to go because I'm creating it from scratch, and it's based on my experiences and things I've actually done for myself that I know that work. So, things like that take time to develop and make it possible to share with others, and, package it in a way it makes sense for somebody else to do it and still leave room for their own creativity and their, how they want to adapt it into their lifestyle and that sort of thing. But anyway, yeah, so that's where I sit now. I have come back to gifts. I got my box. I got my cards, which have read me for filth, but in a very positive way that I will take from it. My house is metaphysically cleansed. My car is a little busted, but it will be fixed, and I'm not going to stress about that. My baby, my daughter, is safe. I mean, that was really my biggest thing. She was not harmed. And yeah, that's it. That is it. Video to maintain such. Okay, I'm getting a message. Hopefully you guys, the video is not messing up, but apparently it's telling me my stream is not healthy. I don't know what's happening, but I'm wrapping up anyway. All right, well, thanks so much for watching. Again, I highly recommend, if you don't already have these oracle cards, this is the season. This is great for shadow work. If you want to kind of get into things, I'm kind of lightly doing that right now based off of everything that's going on, and this is awesome. This is good for the season, Beltane, spring. I would probably even go into the summer because I've been using my Yule oracle cards up until now, to be honest. And if you are interested in the Apothecary at home, get it. Trust me, I like it. So far, it's been the best thing ever. It's the second box, and I really appreciate it. All the things that I have in here, and I don't feel like I've gotten anything that I really won't be able to use in some way. All right, so that's enough. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, share. Again, please consider joining Leap Taken membership. Click the join button if you are interested. Again, I have 2 levels for you to check out. And this month, everybody gets to do the book club, so that's going to be really fun. And if there are any services, any mentorship, have a mentorship program over at leaptaken.com. Check that out. And readings, also do different types of readings there, so you can check that out as well. All right, I'm done. Thanks for watching. Bye.